Greetings, residents. Supervisor Thurston here on your front porch at Carnwath Farms for another chat with you. Today I'll repeat some of the topics we've discussed in the past and add another one or two. First, it's a beautiful day. Looks like at least through Saturday, a beautiful weekend. Nice breeze for you to come out, walk, have a picnic, and hopefully, we'll get a little bit of rain, maybe more than that over Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Speaking of rain, thank you. Thank each and every one of our residents and businesses and the school district and other organizations for following our recommendations for water conservation. It's working. Despite the fact that we still haven't had any meaningful rain to replenish the aquifers, your consumption of water is down, and that's very much appreciated by us here in the town government, because that means that our well water supply is still maintaining its own. We have still a good supply of water thanks to those conservation efforts. Before the conservation efforts, we were ranging between 1.5, 1.7, or slightly more million gallons a day. We're now down to 1.3. And I'd like to encourage you to continue to follow those practices, observe, the guidelines that we put forth in our my last presentation, as well as on our website, on social media. It is doing the job. Still conserve on your watering of your lawns. I still see some lawns that are being watered because I see the water residue on the streets and sidewalks. So please cut back a little bit more. This will ensure that if we do have a continued dry spell, that everyone will be able to have water indoors off of town water, and also will mean, most importantly, will mean that the depletion of the water table, especially for those shallow wells. As I mentioned, many of our residents are operating off of wells that are less than 100 feet deep, and those dry up first. And so please help our residents that are not on public water supply to be able to continue to have water that they can use inside their homes. So thank you, though, for your continuing cooperation and assistance in this matter. With respect to water and town-wide water, and also I'll add sewer. As you know, over the last 4.5 years, I've made a special focus on enhancing our water supplies, addressing some of our sewer plant issues in meeting the increasingly restrictive guidelines of state and federal authorities. And so we have had an ongoing program to get grant monies, to get federal, state, and county grants, which have actually been very helpful to us. And we're in that process again of looking at several areas of the town to increase the water and sewer capability. One that has been a top priority for me, along with several other areas, has been the southern corridor of Route 9, not only for businesses there, that means helping them with water and sewer connections, but also going out laterally off of that line as we extend it for our residents on each side of Route 9. This is a very important topic because we have many residents in those areas that are on private wells. I stay in constant communication with the County Department of Health and the state authorities, who have been very supportive of our efforts, but we have many failing water wells, in part because of septic system issues, as the septic field and the water wells get too close and are then not just the water is not just contaminated by minerals in the soil, but also by the close proximity to the septic system. Now, we are in the process of considering grant funding for a phased approach down Route 9 with respect to both sewer and water. At the last board meeting, the town board authorized me to sign the grant applications. We are seeking approximately, for two different applications, we are seeking $5 million for the water, $5 million for sewer. We're looking at a phased approach, to this. Those phases, are looking at two phases for the water line going south to the town boundary, with Fishkill perhaps a little bit beyond that boundary, as well as the sewer, which would, because that's the more expensive proposition. Right now, we're thinking of 3, phases to 4 possible phases. I have here just a map. We're going to be holding a special board meeting on next Tuesday night, the day after Labor Day, to hopefully approve the bond issuance for this phase 1 of each of these. This map here, right here, is with respect to the sewer extension. And not only is this important for the area down along Route 9 and then the residents across it, including some of our trailer parks that are in sore need. But if you look at the yellow area here where my finger is pointing, that is our Fleetwood district. Fleetwood has had a small pocket sewer plant which we have received notices of violation on because they don't meet that increasing requirement for the phosphorus levels effluent that goes into ultimately the Wappinger Creek and the Hudson River. So our choice is to either rebuild the plant, which would be extremely expensive, particularly with a small base of population of our residents there, or to extend the sewer line, which would take the sewage over to the tri-municipal plant located in Poughkeepsie. So this is going to be proposed for the grant application. The total cost for the sewer line to go down here, not including the lateral extensions, is actually $37 million. So we're going to try to get at least 60% of the funding through grants. Then I am holding discussions with our businesses along this route to see if we can get some participation from the businesses, both as to the sewer and water needs for extending those pipelines. And as new businesses come in, we do ask them to participate. This is the similar map, but for water. And again, you can see a little bit. We have the water already available up in down to Adams. So what we want to do is extend it down. I'm hoping that, again, the businesses will contribute toward this cost. The water cost is less because of the requirements for the piping and the pump stations, so forth, are less significant because you're not dealing with the disposal of waste. We're just bringing water in rather than taking waste out. So this is going to be before the board to approve a bond. The way the bonding works is that the town does not take out the bond until we have approved plans and we're ready to move on the actual construction of the operation. So this is just to meet the grant requirements, and therefore the special meeting will be held. We are hoping that businesses will contribute to the cost of this. For example, we know that after discussions, our Splash Town, that's actually in the town of Fishkill, is interested in water because they have to truck in water during every day in the summer. So stay tuned, but this has, I think, been talked about for 4 decades. Also, we're hoping that as we draw out the lines for the pipeline. We can address other areas, perhaps, some of the trailer home, parks. I've had residents asking on Smithtown Road and other roads in that area, in addition to coming over to Fleetwood. Fleetwood, by the way, gets its water from Fishkill, but we will explore the other apartments, other residents in this area, bringing water to them. So stay tuned. It's good news that we're proceeding ahead. The board has been supportive of this initiative. So I'm very excited to see that happening. Also very excited to report that after, again, probably 4 decades, we are now putting work to help improve the safety, the conditions of our highway garage. The highway garage, the highway department, extremely important, for not just maintaining our roads, but also maintaining, water drainage in the area that goes into our various wetlands and other water, bodies, such as our creeks in the town. This is, again, long overdue. The town board has been fully supportive. We've had a grant, bond issuance, for that. So yesterday I participated in the pre-construction meeting where all the contractors got together with our engineers on this and these other projects, such as the water and sewer project, or CPL. They do a remarkable job, for the town in a wide, variety of areas. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have in the winter time frame, the highway garage completion, or early spring. Again, we're having some delays in material delivery because of the supply chain issues, but the good news is those issues are starting to improve significantly, and that has impacted a lot of our work in the town, including our Spook Hill Park renovation. We're hoping that the playground equipment for our next phase comes in October. So again, please stay tuned, for that, updates on that, on those issues. But we are, seeing some good progress starting to be made. Although I know many residents keep contacting me and saying, when will we see these projects finalized? Moving on to, again, some fun news, and this is related to our annual Community Day. As we started last year, we're calling it Carnival, and this event will be taking place out in Slaughterhouse Park. That's what we call Brexville Slaughterhouse Park. That's at the intersection, actually the southwest corner of of Myers Corner and All Angels Hill Road, right across the street from the Mid-Hudson Islamic Association Mosque, cat a corner from our new Hackensack Fire Department. But as last year, we have a lot of activities during the 4-day Columbus Day weekend. So we're going to be starting with a kickoff on the evening of the 7th, that's Friday night, going through Columbus Day, which is on a Monday. Currently, we still have planned our bonfire. This was a big hit, last year on our Friday night. However, we're watching very closely our fire conditions with respect to grass, dryness. Trees, as you all noticed, the trees are dropping their leaves to conserve their energy. So we'll be looking at, does that come off, or do we have some alternate plan? Saturday is the day when we have our parade up and down Myers Corner Road. The parade registrations are being received by our Recreation Department. The lineup starts at 12 o'clock, and the step-off is at, I believe, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, that's Saturday, September 8th. So if you're interested in participating, we welcome everyone. We hope to see a lot of our young folks there, whether it's baseball, or it's soccer, or it's karate. We'll have our fire companies on display, and hopefully some floats this year in the parade. So please register. And most important, come on out and enjoy the parade if you're not actually participating in it. So, the other events, we're going to have activities every single day. Also, we've been fortunate this year to line up a lot more in the way of food vendors over the 4-day period. The same carnival amusement ride operators will be there again this year. And we're hoping that you'll have a lot of fun during those 4 days. So come on out, spread the word, and you're very welcome to enjoy our carnival event out at Slaughterhouse Park on October 7th through the 10th. So please stay tuned for more information, but if you need some information, we have all this at what you'll note here, the town of Wappinger, the Wappinger Recreation website. That has the full schedule of events that we'll be holding during those 4 days. So come on out. Also, as a reminder, we will be holding, and there's press release and other information will be out shortly with respect to our 9/11 ceremony at Sergeant Palmatier Park on the 11th of September, coming up very soon, very shortly, right after the Labor Day weekend. So please come on out to that very important event in commemoration of the sacrifices that were made and continue to be made by our first responders and victims of that horrific event in the United States. So until soon, please remain well, stay safe, and come on out to our lovely parks. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me, your supervisor, Dick Thurston. Thank you, and have a great day.